advantage, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the New Orleans Saints and the Minnesota Vikings. Two men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. Taken at the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Jameis going to look to throw right away. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. Yeah, they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 18 there, and the Saints have a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
From just shy of midfield, Winston. There's Chris Olave. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a first down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They run it again with Kamara. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
A first red zone opportunity the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. Jameis to throw it. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And the Vikings are going to get the football. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Cook now off the read option. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 17 yards, first down, Vikings.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Here's Mon. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Mon. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a 1st down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Fielded at the 20. So holding there on the return, and that'll back him up to start the next drive.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy call right there, partner. I think when the officials look in their manual and see the expression jersey getting pulled, that's a flag coming out every time.
The 1st down throw for Winston. That's out to Hill, right side complete. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. On 2nd down, Kamara. The Saints 1st down there on a gain of 11.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. On play action, Winston. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
The 2nd down throw for Winston. It's Hill, complete. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. Winston on 3rd and 2. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And Danielle Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down as he's on to kick it away. It's taken to the 26. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. We're scoreless after 1. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Bond going to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Oh, I saw this one with defensive eyes because even as he escaped the pocket and bought time, the coverage stayed tight. Nothing broke down. Throwing it away, that was his only option.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Bond looks to throw.
Trying here for Bryant, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Alontae Taylor.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets him on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick 6.
And I know from experience throughout the week when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick 6s and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
It's their 3rd drive now, and so far we've seen a punt. In that 2nd drive, CD, they turned the ball over, so not the start that they were envisioning.
Yeah, they've been ineffective so far, but look, they've worked on a game plan all week long. Don't get away from it too soon. Find a way to get some significant gains, loosen up, get going, and then they should be okay the rest of the way.
Here we go. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Here's Cook again.
And some room to work. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
51 yards rushing for him in this first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener.
Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Mond's throw complete to his receiver, Thielen. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
On 2nd down, Cook. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Bryant with a catch right side. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. To throw again on second down. Mond. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
That was not a real confident throw right there, and he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big third down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good, and this will stay at a 7-point game.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one for 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through, and that one winds up no good.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They begin on the ground with Kamara, and he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double-team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
Winston's throw caught by Olave. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
3rd and short yardage, Winston. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
This is taken at the 18. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles.
Oh, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Vikings. He's already over 100 yards through the first half.
I don't know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Again, it's Kamara.
And this will wind up a Saints first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
Winston to give. It's Kamara.
And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. Now Winston. Open man is Michael Thomas. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that third down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked by Cameron Bynum. And the Vikings are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The turnovers, obviously, Charles, always costing it with one man. And you throw those interceptions in the end zone like that, it really stings.
He tried to fit that one into his tight end, and I often use the expression NFL open, which means a tighter window. Down near the goal line, you really want him to be open. In this case, it cost him.
This ball complete to Thielen going across the middle.
Well, the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. And this one's incomplete.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Ready, go.
Back to the air, Mond.
Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Give him a little extra credit there. His head was cool as the play broke down. Didn't force a throw, and in the end, got to show off his athleticism with a nice gain to bring up a new set of downs.
Red cycle.
Off the play fake, Mond.
Buying time to his left. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
On the set.
Mon now off of play action. Out to his left. Well, Mon fumbles it.
But a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Let's go.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
On the ball.
They'll try the middle with Cook.
140 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
They find some open field here. Touchdown, Vikings.
Dalvin Cook, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Vikings come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 14-7. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings booming away.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Winston. And his throw here is incomplete.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. To throw is Winston. And Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And the return will stop right around the 25.
This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
Marcus Davenport there to take him down.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams would take that every single time for the first play of a drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable second down.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. He'll look to throw.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu.
You're looking there at the defensive back who's maybe a step slower than he was when he came into the league a decade ago. I know I questioned his speed coming into the game, but what he's lost in speed, he's more than made up for it with intellect. And that's a great job of knowing how to position himself to make that interception.
They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
On 2nd and 12, Winston. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Winston. Flushed out right. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through the completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the 3rd quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that, because I think you needed to answer back with something, even though it's not 6. Just enough to send a message that says, hey, we're not going away.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And a close game like this, Charles, those interceptions like they had on the last drive could be costly, but here they've got another opportunity to seize control of this game.
And they better take advantage of it, because otherwise, if they end up losing by 1 score, they'll relive this over and over and over until they have another opportunity to wipe it away.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 223 yards rushing for him now on the afternoon as he just continues to pummel this defense. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Now it's 2nd and 9.
They'll set up to throw. Setting up the screen for Cook.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them. Go with the screen, and they're able to get the first down.
Now a quick throw into the hands of Jefferson. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Back to the ground, Cook. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the 3rd quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
Mond to the air on 1st and 10. He'll find Thielen work in the middle. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Well, that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll run with Cook. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Again, it's Cook.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Dalvin Cook with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Vikings are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 21-10 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Finding space at the 40.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. First down, Winston.
This one taken in by Olave.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Winston. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Akeem Hicks coming right up the gut, gets in there for a loss of 9.
It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play. Just someone that I can dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down.
I know where we're headed on this. Terrific catch, gets his feet down, sets up a 4th down and short situation. But I bet we're wondering, why didn't he get to the 1st down marker running his route? Am I correct?
You got to know where the marker is, right?
Got to figure it out. I know every receiver is taught that. Sometimes circumstances change it. At least they have an opportunity to make a decision with not much yardage to go.
Desperation time. Winston on 4th down. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position.
Ready. Right, 97.
On 1st and 10, here's Mon. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the 1st down. Close it out.
On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Saints will have the football back. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed. Great.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Brian Poole. And the Vikings are going to get the football here at their own 23.
And that pretty much has been the storyline, Charles. This defense, they seem to be one step ahead from the start of the game until now.
And you identified it perfectly, and we can see the frustration that's settling in now. And it's probably been there for a long time, but now it's evident because you can see it in their faces, you can see it in their body language, maybe even a little bit in that play call that ended up maybe closing them out.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. You know, I was going to ask you if maybe they should surprise and pass the ball, but where they're at on the field, I think keep it on the ground, right?
I like where you're going with this one because field position is going to determine these play calls. And backed up where they are, I don't even think about putting the ball in the air. I tell my running backs, grasp the football, and I tell my offensive line, don't allow any leaks so they get hit immediately when we hand it off.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards, first down, Vikings.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. That one looks like he'll throw here.
They're going for Jefferson downfield.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need.
Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Saints will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
Two-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked by Cameron Bynum.
And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Marcus May with a pick.
And the Saints are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
Well, in all likelihood, this ball game's still over. I mean, even with the interception, 2-score game, they need a miracle.
Curious decision to even throw the ball in that situation, but maybe they saw a stacked line of scrimmage and said, hey, it's better to try and throw than to try and run against it. In any event, I think you're exactly right. Now, the other team can pad their stats, but I don't think they're going to win.
Yeah, but still, don't change the channel just yet. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down.
Was Zadarius Smith there getting in and bringing him to the ground. Well, he shot in, CD, like he was out of a cannon from that linebacker position. And even though they had a running back in the backfield, no one could stop him.
Well, you certainly diagnosed that play perfectly because as fast as he got into the backfield, you're exactly right. The running back had no shot to get over and try and protect his quarterback, and a sack resulted.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it.
And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? You know, they had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still making a play on the football, and look how that one turned out. They may have salted this one away.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
Armand fumbles it.
And he's into the end zone. A fumble return and a Saint touchdown. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. You know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
One last shot now for Winston. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. So a crucial two-point conversion there, but that's just part one of this two-part story that they need to happen here.
Yeah, they do need to do a few other things, don't they? They got the two, as you noted. Now they've got to make sure they get the onside kick and hope to get into field goal range and maybe have one last miracle left.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It's more than a two-part story. It's a three- or four-part story. They'll start by running the option to the lane.
Cook now off the read option.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. He'll try. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10.
I see always a little extra excitement for